what I would like to teach you today is some concepts about what I consider how to more effectively communicate and connect with full conscious intention. What does that mean? Well, I'm not going to explain it to you just yet because I want you to start experiencing it just a little bit. But the first thing I want to teach you about is the difference. The way I like to describe our mind is in two parts. One is the subconscious and the other is the conscious. Now, this has nothing to do with the hypothalamus and the right brain, left brain, none of that. It's not the technical medical stuff of it. It's just a way that I can kind of describe how it seems that our minds work when we're out there just living, okay? So our conscious mind, research kind of shows that our conscious mind is a linear process. You can think about one thing at a time. Now, most of us say, oh, I can multitask wonderfully. I can be doing this and doing that and all those types of things. And the truth is, yes, you can, but it's really not your conscious mind that's doing that. It's what I refer to as the subconscious mind. How many of you have ever gotten into your car and driven someplace, like to come to this meeting or to the office or the store or to go home, and arrive there 5 to 10 minutes later only to realize you don't remember any of the trip in between?
Sure. I did. I do that in the house.
Yeah. But I really want you to stop and think about that for a second. Consciously now, think about you drove from point A to point B in busy traffic. Think about how complex a task that is. Remember the first time that you drove a car and how you were trying to possibly remember all of the things that had to happen. And yet you got into your car, you got from point A to point B quite fine, and you didn't think about it at all. That is the power of your subconscious mind. We run about 99% of our life in a subconscious mode, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, it is at the conscious level that we really experience things of emotions, love, even pain. Those things happen at the conscious level. So, what I'm going to do is a little experiment here. The first thing this morning is, everybody has a piece of paper and pencil. What I would like you to do is, when I say go, I want you to pair up, preferably with somebody maybe you don't already know. And we'll have somebody, maybe Ani, you can do it here with Rose. But I want you to stand up, face the person. I want you to introduce yourself, just name and what you do, and then sit back down. Now I want you to do it quickly. It's just like you're at a networking event or something like that, and, you know, you're meeting lots of people, so you do it like you normally live life. We're doing it quickly. So I want you to get up, share your name and what you do, and then sit back down. Go. How many think you got the name pretty good?
I got the first name perfect. I'm not sure on the last.
Okay. How many think you got what the person does pretty well? All right, most of that. Okay, so now here's what I want to ask you is, hold your hand up if the person made direct eye contact with you. Write down the color of their eyes.
No way.
You're here today to learn about doing something with intention and the difference between doing conscious. So even when you went into this little exercise, you were already just a little bit prepped, like, okay, I'm supposed to be paying attention here. You know, I'm supposed to do something, you know. And yet that's a simple little exercise to show you that we do those kinds of, even those activities, even when we think we're going to do it, we don't necessarily really connect with that person. Everybody know how to ride a bike? Okay. Think about the first time you rode a bike. How'd that go for you?
2 straight
Thank you.
Get on the bike, somebody gives you a push, pedal 3 times, fall down, get up, try it again. Not so good, right? Okay. One of the things I want to learn is in teaching, for you learning how to actually connect and communicate with intention. This is like learning something new again. And it's kind of like riding a bicycle. The first time that you try it, it's really hard. You'll use up an enormous amount of energy trying to do it. You'll get banged up and scraped up and you get tired. But if you persevere and you practice and continue patience, You remember by the time you got to riding a bike where you could just literally ride it for hours? I mean, it was just exhilarating freedom. You could just do it forever and ever and ever. Well, I can tell you that you'll get to where this is like that. You'll get reactions from people when you give them your intention that will actually give you energy. What I'm really trying to impress upon you is how incredibly powerful your subconscious mind is in taking in and processing information. But what I like to say is your subconscious is good at paying attention, taking in information. But it's really your conscious mind where you actually act with intention. I want to teach you how you have trained your subconscious mind to run 99% of your life. So I'm going to show you I call it the teeter-totter principle. Now, instead of thinking of this as a toy, a playground toy, what I want you to think about it instead is kind of a metaphor for how you learn things and how you develop habits. Because really it is your subconscious that has all of these habits that you've been learning as long as you've been around. So on this side, what we're going to call this is the past. Right here at the fulcrum point, we'll call that the present. And out here, we have the future. Obviously, depending upon how old you are, your teeter-totter might look a little different. This would be for, here's a young child, and you know, their teeter-totter looks more like that. My teeter-totter, on the other hand, looks mostly like that. You have a teeter-totter for every thought, action, and behavior in your life. You have a teeter-totter to drive your car. You have a teeter-totter to brush your teeth. You have a teeter-totter for when you get angry. You have a teeter-totter for virtually everything in your life that you have been training your teeter-totter to do for however long you've been alive. This is my Oreo cookie teeter-totter. So what you can see is that I have a lot of history of Oreo cookies weighting down my past and other places. So one of the things they say is, all right, that's happening at a subconscious level automatically. If I want to make a conscious change to that, I need to do something. So tomorrow, I consciously decide I'm not going to eat an Oreo cookie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of metaphorically put that over here, and it's a not cookie. It's highly unlikely that not eating an Oreo cookie for one day is going to retrain my subconscious for the years of having done it, or any other thought, action, or behavior that I have. One day won't do it. I tell you that because as you're going to be trying to learn to really connect with intention with people, you have a teeter-totter out there for not connecting with conscious intention. And you're going to have to retrain it. And it's not going to happen automatically tomorrow. I was wondering about the concept of attraction and energy, and how does it relate to it, and does it relate to how we might be able to apply it to doing things with conscious intention. So I want to give you a little science. Electromagnetism is fairly well understood, and what it shows is that if you take a piece of wire and you pass an electric current through the wire, it will create a magnetic field around the wire. And that's a pretty well proven fact. If you take another piece of wire and you pass energy through it, it will also create a magnetic field. Now here's what's interesting. If you take these two pieces of wire pretty close together and you have energy passing through both of them in the same direction, they'll be attracted to each other. If, however, you have two pieces of wire and the energy in one is going this way and the energy in the other one is going that way, they will repel each other. So what's interesting is that one can kind of immediately go to a generic statement of, if your energy is going in the same direction as somebody else's, you're more likely to be attracted to them. Magnets have an electronic magnetic field to them. And so I discovered these one time, and so I like to use them as an example. So here we have a magnet, and magnets do have magnetic fields with energy flow, even though it's all kind of set into it. And so the energy of this magnet is flowing this way. Now, if I bring another magnet here, and I bring it up to that one, they will attract each other. If, however, I take this one and I change its orientation, energy, and this is kind of hard to do. I like to do it on a table, but I'll try to do it up here because it's sticking here at the same time. But if you actually watch, it will run away. Then, of course, if I turn this one back over the other direction and I bring them together, they will go together. If you are putting your energy towards what you want, first of all, you are more likely to attract people whose energy is going the same direction with you. You are likely to not be attracted to or attract people whose energy is not in alignment with you. And we could certainly use to be energy to be of goals, objectives, belief system, whatever you want to do. We're less likely to attract it. However, when we get out into the world and we're doing what we want, we will run into people who aren't like we are, aren't going the same direction. And so the good news is they're going towards what I don't want, and we will not be attracted to them. However, it is very easy to jump onto their bandwagon. We're sitting down having a nice conversation, and all of a sudden we're kind of thinking about things we want to do, and then somebody says, man, the economy really sucks. Well, I don't want to talk about the economy being, but you kind of did. But then you keep doing it, and then I go, well, yeah, and politicians, they're a bunch of, I don't like them either. And all of a sudden, you're together going the wrong way. Now, what's interesting about that is that when you do that, you are still using up energy. And that is energy you no longer have available to put towards what you do want. When you want to do things with conscious intention, the first thing is you have to be aware that you're not doing it with it. Then you can start training yourself to do it. But when you have all of this past experience back here, you need to recognize it's not simple as just doing it tomorrow, and it's going to change those things. It will take time, practice, patience